Hello, today I would like to show you something interesting regarding network radios. When I'm showing you network radios, I mostly go to the Zello, and that's like a go-to keyword that most of people are understanding, that are familiar, and they are Googling it. But Zello is not the only application, and you can find a different solution that you can use on premise on your own server, self-hosted, that can be completely offline. And that might be interesting if you are looking into some emergency preparedness, but at the same time that can be a great option if you are looking for a higher level of security when your data, your communication is never going to leave your network, and you can achieve that even with your handset. Your radio is going to be far away and you are going to use for example, LTE, and that's because you can use, for example, a VPN server that's going to be linking your internal device in your network with an encrypted tunnel to your radio, and that encrypted channel is going to be linking to your server that is inside the network, completely inaccessible from an external point of view, from the external IP. So, couple interesting cases. I create this setup with a WalkieFleet. When I'm talking about server that can be run without the internet, we are going to be use a Wi-Fi, and in general a Wi-Fi is built into your device. This setup can be deployed anywhere, like in the field, completely remote off-site, and if you've got a good terrain, you can have a quite impressive range. For example, by using devices like this. This is an access point that is directional. You can have 4 devices like this on top of a pole. You lift it upside and you've got your range in that direction. If the radio moves to the other direction, it's going to be switching to another access point. So it is not that stupid idea. This is not something that is will be good if you've got like a terrain with mountains, but if you've got like a flat area, then that's making a lot of sense. With a minimal infrastructure, you can cover a pretty decent amount of range. So if you've got like a, for example, event, one of other projects that I'm working is making this tabbook as a server that can be placed anywhere, taken anywhere within of a LTE range, because this device have a built-in modem. We can put a SIM card, and if you know, then you do not have a public IP on that card in the LTE, except very rare commercial cases, but most likely you are not going to get a public IP. But with some magic, some trickery, some VPN and port forwarding, we can have a server that you can take anywhere and you can connect without a public IP from any LTE device in the network. So it's going to be work over the internet, but in a way that all the data are going to be inside. You can take it with the battery and you can establish a command post. Absolutely great idea, and I'm going to be exploring that, and I can share the results. The first and the most easy case is that we've got a LAN that is inside of this room. We are in the internal networking. This is a server. It have a ending of the IP of 38, and we are running server here, and we are going to connect via that local IP address, so all the devices are in the same network. Here is the software called the WalkieFleet Server Manager. I choose this application because they've got a good trial option. You can test all the feature without paying, which is a very good licensing option. As you can see, you can use 5 clients, 5 devices, plus a dispatch console, but the requirement is that you have to restart a server every 3 days, which is completely okay just for a training purpose. Here you can see the ports that you have to forward, and we've got information that 2 devices are connected, and that's true because my Panasonic Toughbook FZ-N1 is connected to that application. As you can see, we can run it, and we've got a channel that is called a center. And if I'm going to press my push to talk button, testing 1 2 3 4 5, what's actually going on is that I'm receiving on this box chip S700. So I'm going to PTT once again, testing, and as you can see, it's being received here. I can press the PTT here, and it's going to be received on the toughpad. Testing. As you can see, everything is working nice. But what if you would like to have a dispatch console, a central point of your command? Then we can use the PC dispatch application. As this is an internal network, I do not use any passwords. This is how the dispatch console looks like. We've got the area that we've got a log of our calls, and we can play audio files. This is going to be great if you have like an emergency command post and someone was giving you like a street address. Then you can easily click and replay. So you can make like a note with a number and recall what was told. On that area we've got our users, and we can PTT any of them, or we can make a group call to the channel. So here, for example, I've got the center one, but let's start from that. I've got this very nice USB handset, and I can use this for placing calls here. So let's turn our both devices on, and as you can see, we've got both of them running, and I'm going to PTT the center, and you should be able to hear on both of those devices. Testing. So I was speaking to that device, and both of those units was called, but I can select any of them. Testing. So you can see that we've got the communications only here, and we can go only there. Testing. Here we've got like a recent calls. I can always call back the dispatch. In our case, it's called the administrator. So we press PT, testing, and now you can hear me on that speaker. Testing 1 2 3 4 5. This is sound from the speaker. And just like I told you, let's assume that I was telling you something important. I haven't heard that. I can select the call and I can hit play.
Testing. And now you can hear me on that speaker. Testing 1 2 3 4 5. This is sound.
So as you can see, we've got a great ability to go back and see what was told, like a street number. We can recall that. So this is the dispatch console at a very brief and a very quick look. I'm going to close it. Now I'm going to show you how you can add a new user, how you can add new channel, and how to install this on your device. So first we are going to open the WalkieFleet Server Manager. We are going to give the administrator rights. We are going to hit the plus icon. And we are going to double click on our server. That's because we can have a multiple server and manage them from one console. And this is the new Windows that's going to be open. On top you've got settings if you are the administrator of your server or the network. You can change the port, so if you are going to put the service into the internet, you can make an adjustment. You can use this for a port forwarding. Here we've got our users list. Here we've got our group channels, dispatchers, devices that are connected and when they were seen, emergency profiles, and so on. So let's grab our Panasonic toughpad. I'm in the Play Market. I've got our application and I'm going to hit install. It should install really quickly. Our app is installed. I'm going to hit open and we are going to allow for everything. And this is what we see. We see question for the username, for a password, and for the server IP address. We are going to start from creating a new user. I'm going to go here to the add user and we can call this the FZN1. FZN1, maybe I will remove that. We can put a password. I'm going to just call it test. And basically that's everything what need to do here. We can add OK. On the group tab we can create a new one. For example, we can pretend that this is going to be a security member. So I created a group security. We are going to hit OK. And I'm going to let the FZN1 talk on that group. And we can of course add a different one. When we are happy with our settings, I'm going to hit apply. And we can go back to our device. And let's see the FZN1. This is our username. The password was test. And the server IP address, we are going to put our internal. If you are publishing that into the internet, most likely it's going to be your router IP address. And the question is whether it's going to be working. And yes, it does work. So we can see our other users, the test2, this is that unit. I can talk, testing. And you most likely notice that I was holding that for a PTT, but we can also assign a button, but we are going to go to our grabs. And as you can see, we've got the security. Let's do a small experiment and try to PTT onto the second unit. But we remember that that one do not have access to the security. So testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we cannot hear anything. And that was the outcome that we would like to see. Let me open the dispatch console so we can see that everything is running and the dispatch is going to receive everything. So I'm going to PTT the security, testing, and as you can see we've got the call, we can hear it here, but this device is not receiving it. let's fix that. So we go back to our server manager, double click, we go into the groups, security, and we are going to add the test to handset. I'm going to hit apply, and let's see. And we've got the security. It's not active, I have to activate it. Going like this and set selected. And now if I'm going to PTT, as you can see it's working. And we can PTT to that group. Testing. And now they are communicating. As right now, when I'm pressing our key, it's not transmitting. So let's fix that. We go to the menu and go into the settings. And we've got a PTT press notification that's going to give us a sound. Let's find the PTT key, hardware key for PTT call. Like this, assign key. We've got the assigned key. Here is also something that was making sure it's not going to go into the sleep. Continue server ping. I recommend making a check mark on that. And I'm going to press the PTT and it's not working. And this is not a bug because we have to slide it like this and make channel active. So here we've got this icon. And now when I'm going to press the PTT, testing. As you can see, everything is working like it should be. And we can go back here to the groups. And if I would like to add the FZN1 to the center group, we can do that. And as you can see, it displays here, we can make it active, and now everything is making sense. You are going to PTT on the selected group that have this icon. Like this, selected, testing. So as you can see, everything is working great. This is my test setup. This is a lab, this is not a real environment. I'm using devices that have a screen, so you can nicely see what's going on. And we've got a pretty good result. So I definitely recommend you downloading the application and trying the demo because it's free for the test. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you find that interesting. See you next time and bye bye.